Well, thank you all for coming. My voice is unfortunately broken, so my son, Ryan, has agreed to read my comments for you. So, Ryan, over to you.
Poland has been such an important part of Cheri's and my life over the years. It's where we spent the first years of our marriage in the 1980s. And it's where, in 1995, we became parents of our son Ryan, of whom we are so proud. We have only the happiest memories of this amazing land and its people, a people who know and live every day the true values of freedom, loyalty, and friendship. When Cheri and I left Poland the first time in 1986, no one, least of all me, would have predicted that someday I would return as ambassador. Just before our departure, Poland's communist government accused me of running a NATO spy ring, probably as a means of embarrassing my contacts in Poland's democratic community. It was a difficult time for my family. My hometown newspaper that day led with a banner headline reading, "Local man accused of spying." When my mother was in line at the local supermarket, the shopper in front of her gestured angrily at the newspaper and said, "Look at that. That boy should be shot." "Hey," my mother yelled out, "that boy's my son, and I'll shoot you if you don't watch out." In the 23 years since it regained independence, Poland has proven itself as an unshakable ally of the United States, standing shoulder to shoulder with us on the front lines from Iraq to Afghanistan, shining the light of democracy on those dark corners of the world that have not yet won their freedom, and volunteering to be among the first in helping the NATO alliance defend against the threat of ballistic missiles. While our ties of blood and common values have endured for centuries, I am convinced the greatest rewards of America's friendship with Poland are yet to come. As ambassador in Warsaw, I will work hard to build new friendships between Americans and Poles in academia, business, culture, and diplomacy. Together, we will tighten our cooperation to expand opportunities for energy independence, drawing on the vast reservoirs of talent and innovation that our people possess. We will expand and intensify our two-way trade and investment, bringing economic benefits to us both. And we will work even harder to promote democratic values and respect for basic human rights in parts of the world that are still shaking off the bonds of oppression, even as we rededicate ourselves to the principles of justice and fair play in our own societies. Madam Secretary, I pledge to pursue this agenda with all the tools that you've given us through the quadrennial diplomacy and development review. I've gotten a head start on engaging with the Polish people on a more personal level by opening a Twitter account just a few weeks ago. One of my first tweets asked about what bike paths are like in Warsaw these days. A few days later, I asked what beers are now the most popular. One of my newfound followers was skeptical. "Wait a minute," he said. "This ambassador is going to be riding around our country on a bicycle drinking beer? He must be a fake."